Hello, hello. Good morning, guys, and welcome to Java with Jess. This is our second live episode that we are doing, and just wanted to come on here really quickly and say a happy good morning to you guys. It is morning somewhere out there in the world, so wherever you're catching this, good morning to you. So, welcome. I am the founder of Something Beautiful Women of Impact, and I help women bust through their boxes and their labels, becoming something beautiful. And so, if you're on here today and you're watching this and you need some encouragement, or you've gone through something, you've maybe been through heartbreak, toxic relationships, maybe you have just come out of, being involved in a work environment that was toxic. This is the place for you. This is the place for you because you can come here and gather encouragement and turn your mess into something beautiful. So, here we talk about ways and tools of living your best life and coming out of what was and stepping into your purpose. That is what my courses are about, my coaching is about. That's what everything is about. But today, I'm going to give you a little snippet of what is inside of this. Is only one little thing, but it's inside of the whole course. And this is one important thing that we have to remember. And that is today, we're going to be talking about 2 ways or 3 ways of how to cultivate an attitude of gratitude, okay, and building that into our lifestyles. And so I know, this word gets thrown around a lot, but it's really important, and I think that people don't give it enough. They don't give it enough attention that it really actually needs, because it is quite important to be someone that has an attitude of gratitude about life and about things in general. It's really key and really important. And so we're going to talk more about that right now. So let's get started. Okay, but first, I like to always begin with a joke. So let's do that real quickly. So here's one for you. It says, God gave us relatives, but thank God we get to choose our friends. I think that's probably correct. I would say that's definitely right. Sometimes I'm glad that we get to choose our friends, because our relatives are with us forever. And I'm if you're lucky enough, like I am, to have amazing relatives, then that's what matters, right? So the second joke I wanted to start with, it says, if a fella isn't thankful for what he's got, how can he be thankful for what he is going to get? So when it comes to gratitude, I think that that's pretty amazing. Hey, Alicia and Wowie. Hello, guys. Welcome to Java with Jess. If you got coffee, it's coffee. It is morning somewhere out there with someone. So I'm happy to see you guys. We're talking about gratitude, and it's such an underrated thing. People don't show enough gratitude. But we're actually going to talk about 3 important ways. And one of them is actually scientifically proven, which I thought I got a kick out of personally being a teacher. So here we go. Here's my third joke, because I like to start everything off with the joke, right? So it says, if you feel if you feel an unusual sensation, if it's not indigestion, it's probably gratitude. It's probably gratitude. So I think that's pretty funny. And my last joke before I get started is, I want to say thank you to all the people who walked into my life and made it outstanding, and all of the people who walked out of my life and made it fantastic. Cheers to them. It's really good when you've got great friends in your life, and it is really great when you have new friends that come in your life and the old ones exit. So that's always a good thing too. So those are my jokes. They're kind of dad jokes, but I still like them anyway. And so we're going to just talk about, getting through. We're gonna, especially specifically about gratitude. So the thing that I want to say, and this is going to be a real quick one because the last one I did was kind of long, but one of the things I wanted to say about gratitude that I think is really important is that if you believe that you can overcome something, if you really believe that you can overcome, then you can see the world differently. And I think that when we have gratitude, um, you can believe, and it helps you to support what you're doing in your life, your goals. And so it's really important to look at gratitude in that way. And really, the bottom line is that you're going to get what you expect out of life. And if you expect something good in your life, then you're going to get that. You're going to get what you expect. And I used to hate it when people would say that to me. I have to admit that. They're like, "Well, you're gonna get what you expect, Jessica." But it's true. I mean, if you're expecting the day, no matter what your day is like when you wake up, if you're expecting that your day is gonna go right, it's going to go right because you're already going to be waking up with that attitude. But if you're a person of faith like myself, then I really see it that way too, because you're actually putting your faith and you're putting your trust in something that's bigger than you, right? And you're expecting your day to go well because all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purposes. So that is also something about gratitude that's amazing. The other thing is, and this is really key, and so we're going to talk about the scientific things about it, which I find very interesting. But one of the things is that what you focus on, right, it grows. It grows. And you'll see more things to be grateful for. So and then before you know it, you're surrounded by joy, right, in your life. Like, for example, I know that I know Wowie and I know Alicia on this call. And I remember Alicia and I would used to go have frites in Antwerp, right? Well, that was something to be joyful about because Lord knows I love French fries, right? And that was an amazing thing. That was an amazing thing to go and just be out in Belgium, enjoying your day, not letting things get to us because we had a really busy job that we were doing in Antwerp at the time. And it was the little things. Sometimes it's the little things that we need to be grateful for. Now, Wowie, I know Wowie on this call too, and she has the best golden retriever dog in the world named Bella. And I love dogs. So for me, that was always a good treat. But I was thankful for that. And I was thankful that I was able to get up every day. And even though my life is not exactly where I want it, and sometimes it's not even exactly where I want it now, right? But I still am seeing how I can be thankful for those things each day and appreciate what's happening in my life and what I'm going through because, it's not that I have to do something. I get to be here. I get to be here with you guys, living my new dream of helping women bust out of their boxes and sending encouragement to people, which is underrated, I think, but it's needed. And so it's not about what we have to do in life. It's what we get to do in life. And that is what's amazing. You get to be a teacher. I have friends that are working in really stressful jobs, but they get to do that. And so we get to be alive to do these things. And so that's really something when we start thinking about that and we start thinking about, how it grows, then that's amazing. Now, here is the second thing that I'm going to talk about, which I think is pretty cool. And this has to do with, did you know that scientifically it's proven that if you start to you're starting to be thankful, it literally changes your brain. Like, it literally changes your brain. I mean, biologically, it starts to make all these connections, and things that weren't connected start to become reconnected. So showing an attitude of gratitude is actually something that scientifically helps you. I mean, that's cool in and of itself. If nothing else, you can just feel good about that. And so what that does is that actually helps you sleep better. It helps you have less anxiety. It helps you to, you start to show up better, which I think is really key in life because you're already being thankful for the fact that it's already changing your brain chemistry, which in and of itself, for all you science gurus out there, is amazing. So Showing, being confident. It shows it helps you to become more of a confident, well-rounded person, and it helps you to overcome challenges faster, which is really amazing, right? So that's the second thing. And so the last thing about gratitude that I want to say is that when you start to express gratitude in your everyday life, slowly but surely your expectations about what's coming next begin to change, because it's like a building block. So you have one block of gratitude, another block of gratitude, another block, and another, and another, another, and it just builds. Before you know it, you have this whole city of gratitude, because there's so much to be thankful for, and that gives you hope in being able to express what, um, it gives you it makes you excited about your life. And so I think over COVID, and then over just situations myself that have happened over a period of years for me, this has really been a challenge for me. I'm not going to lie. Gratitude has been a challenge. But since I've been practicing being, you know, more thankful and full of gratitude, my my attitude has completely changed. My perspective on life has changed. I feel freer. I feel like I'm more confident. I can set my goals. I actually am feeling that I can do something that is impossible, because not only do I have the faith for that, but also anyone can do this. This is something anyone can do. And so what we're going to talk about, are so those are the three ways that gratitude is special, and it's amazing, and it's something we need to practice. But now I'm going to get down to the some questions, if anyone has some questions, in a minute. But so be thinking of some questions if you have something for me about that. I'm going to take a Q&A session here in a minute. But one of the things that I wanted to point out is, now I wanted to give you some practical tools on how to actually cultivate this. It's one thing to encourage, but I guess the teacher in me won't allow just an encouragement. I got to give some tools. So here's some tools, y'all, while I have some coffee here. So one of the tools that I think is really good for cultivating gratitude and building these habits, right, is to start expressing it every chance you get. And when I mean every chance you get, just every chance you get. If you're walking around, one or two things, start thinking about, you know what? I'm really thankful for this. For example, yesterday, okay, was going to the gym, and on my way, they call it the cycle path here in the UK, which I think is funny because I'm like, the psychopath. But anyway, it's not. It's the cycle path that you're walking on. They have all this graffiti, and to me, I love art, so I'm just looking at at all of that graffiti, and I'm like, this is beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful. And yesterday, the sun has been out for days in the UK, and I'm thinking, global warming. I mean, this is amazing. I'm in my element. You know how much I love the sunshine, those of you who know me well. And so it's just been really nice to walk around, and I was really thankful for the fact that there was sunshine, and I was actually getting some vitamin D, because I think I've been lacking that. I haven't exactly been sleeping well, so I've been thankful that I've been able to actually go to and get 8 hours these last few days. So that really helps. Just start expressing it every chance you get, even if it's something small, even if it's something big, just making sure that you're showing gratitude. The second tool that you can use that will help you show gratitude is, the second one specifically is, it says, and I love this. I love this part right here that I wrote. It says 7 minutes each morning to write down everything in your life that you appreciate. So basically, guys, do a brain dump. Like, do a brain dump, man. 7 minutes doing a brain dump of thinking about what you feel is you're just really appreciative about. So it's just do a brainstorm brain dump. Get your paper out. I've been doing this and it works. Get your paper out, start writing like at least 7, 8 things, or as many things as you can that you feel grateful for, and just write them all down. Write them all down. And then as you've written them all down, then you can start to create, like, you're already going into the day with something. You're already starting off your day in an amazing, full of gratitude, right? And then it kind of gives you the fuel for the rest of the day. So it's quite amazing. That's the second thing, right? The third tool, and this is my personal favorite, and you guys will see on Saturday why. Because Saturday, so each day of the week, I've been going online, and because I believe my biggest gift to people is, and for myself even, is the gift of encouragement, encouraging people, lifting them up, trying, and the thing is that I've had to really deal with encouragement and being heavily discouraged myself. So I kind of think it's interesting. I think our gifts, who we are our gifts out of balance, right? So like if I am really good at encouraging someone, then it's really easily for me to get discouraged. So gratitude is like my fuel, y'all. So I'm coming from a place of, this is something that's tried and true, and something that I've really had to work on in my own life, because I can get easily discouraged if I'm not careful. So I have to be more, I have to just be more intentional about what I'm doing. And so I just wanted to tell you that, right? So write down, right? I said the first one was to 7 minutes do a brain dump in the morning, right? Also, appreciate at least 3 people. Appreciate at least 3 people in your life each day. Okay. That could be, if you're a teacher, your students, the ones that really are like the ones you really like being around. That could be, your, uh, maybe you're happy. I'm thankful for having, like a mud mask sometimes every week. I'm really thankful for that. But I mean, I'm thankful for my parents. I'm thankful for being able to go to the gym. I'm thankful. It can be things and it can be people in the morning. But I think that if you focus on really appreciating 3 people, then that's really great, because then you can also send them something like, hey, I really appreciate this about you. And then your gratitude is actually, passed down to someone else, and they're going to be touched by your gratitude. So you see what you did, right? Not only is your gratitude affecting you, all of a sudden it's affecting someone else, because you reached out and you did something with them, right? So this is really important to be doing when it comes to gratitude. So the first thing I said was, so doing a brain dump, right? Appreciating 3 people a day, or 3 things a day, but 3 people would be nice, because then you're passing on the gratitude, right? And I think the last thing would be, to ask yourself, how can you, you know, at the end of the day, especially, you know, a summary of everything that happened that day, what you can be thankful for just in that day too. So here we are, right? We're kind of building this gratitude building, right? So first you've decided that, all right, I'm going to get up, I'm going to be grateful every single day for 7 things right in the morning, right? And doing my big brain dump. Now I'm grateful for all these people in my life and I'm telling them. Then the last one is, then I'm reflecting on the whole day of what I'm thankful about. So here we are. If you're constantly building up an attitude of, okay, I've been grateful since the beginning of the day. I'm telling people, I'm doing a brain dump, and then at the end of the day, I'm summarizing everything that I'm grateful for. You are at least, I would say, about 7 or about 2 or 3 times a day. You're about 7 minutes, about 20, 30 minutes a day, maybe an hour. You have actually been grateful and shown gratitude for that amount of time. And your brain chemistry is already being altered. Your heart's full of joy. People are just, they're encouraged by the fact that you were grateful for them. So I think this is a really good practice to kind of put in. It's not something that's easily done because we're so busy, but that's why I was saying that at the beginning of each day, try to do that, because then it sets the pace for the rest of your day. So 3 tools not to forget: 7 minutes in the beginning of the day, being thankful, doing the brain dump, right? Doing the brain dump, and then 3 people that you're really, that you are going to show gratitude to. And then it can be 3 different people or the same people. It's up to you. And then, or things too, as well. And the last thing is, and summing up, being reflective about the rest of the day that you just came out of, what it is that you can be thankful for. This is especially good because if you're having a bad day and at the end of the day you decided to show gratitude for the day, then that will put a positive spin on your day at the end of the day so you can get a good night's rest. And this has really been something that's been helpful for me. So I just wanted to share my little gratitude nugget today for Thankful Thursdays. That's Thankful Thursdays. And so each day on Instagram and on Facebook, I try to get it on and give everyone some encouragement. Sundays are soundboard Sundays. Mondays are Monday musings. Tuesday tune-ins. Wednesday wins. Thursday thankfulness Thursdays, and you'll have to wait about tomorrow because I won't give away Friday yet. Saturdays are my favorite though, and I'll be back about that because you never know if I'm going to call you up. I might call you up sometime, and I'll give you a little bit of a clue about that later of what my Saturdays are called. But those are my favorite. Just appreciating people. I've lost some people in my life to just either friendships not working, relationships not working, or people dying and leaving my life. And I think that for me, gratitude is one of my personal favorite things because it saved me from a lot of, uh, just being negative. And I was a negative Nelly for a couple of years, I think, just especially over COVID, I was. And um, um, being showing having gratitude has just helped me to kind of come out of my slump, and it's helped me to think big and dream bigger sooner, which I believe we all need to do, is dream bigger sooner, because there's somebody on the other side of our decision to maybe go be an entrepreneur. Maybe you're in your job and you just want to make it better. Maybe as a teacher or as a businesswoman or as whatever you're doing, you just want to make it better, right? You're welcome, Wowie. I'm glad you came on. It's so much fun to see you guys, and you too, Alicia. Thank you guys for coming. If anyone wants to type in a question, I know there's some people on YouTube as well right now watching. And if you guys have any questions, or if you have a question for me, or if you have a question in general about gratitude, or any other question that you would like to ask me, I'm here. And I'll be on here for a few more minutes if you want to send me a question. And again, so my challenge is April. My challenge is April 8th through the 10th. It's going to be streamed live on Facebook and YouTube. It's a free challenge. It's the Breaking Free Challenge. It's a little snippet into my course. I have a 90-day course called Light, and it's for women that want to get out of their boxes and their labels. Maybe there's some things you've been living in and you don't know how to get out of. Maybe let's just be honest, right? Maybe your life's a mess. I came from that. My life was a mess, and I'm turning my mess into a message and into something beautiful, because that's what we can do with everything, is we can turn our messes into something beautiful. That's what we were created for. That's what we're built for, is to make something beautiful out of something that's a mess. And so, that's what I do. I help women overcome their labels and their boxes and make their life into something beautiful. That's the first part. The second part of my courses is called Thrive, which is for the woman that maybe has already kind of done that other work, right? And now she wants to launch out into a new career, or she wants to make the career she has better. And since I'm recreating myself over these last 2 years, and I've gone from being a teacher into a media creative, I've really, I know all about the marketing and things like that. So it's something that we can talk about if that's what you want to do. But you can join me for the live challenge that's coming up April 8th and 9th. I'll give you all the links then. I'll be live in YouTube and in Facebook. Here's a cool question. So Alicia says, how can you be thankful for people and places that frustrate you the most? Oh, that is such a good question. Oh my goodness. Okay. How can you be thankful for people and places that frustrate you the most? Okay. Well, I could probably tell you little stories about this, but I think the thing is that when you've been let down, or when you've had you're heartbroken, or when things don't really go your way and it consistently doesn't seem to go your way, it's time to do a couple of things. I think it's time to kind of you're gonna take a step back a little bit and reflect exactly what's going on. So if the place that you're in, I'll start with places first, okay? If the place you're living at is frustrating, and trust me, I know that. You don't actually know how much I relate to you right now, because I've recently gone through that. Sometimes I think I'm still going through it, being in a different country again than where I just left from, especially when I lived in Turkey for so long. But I think, as far as a place is concerned, start looking at what it is about that place that is giving you advantages. For example, for me, when I first moved after the pandemic, because I was in Turkey for about 7 months, just taking a sabbatical, and I came back to the UK and I moved to Bristol, and I wasn't exactly living in a very good environment. I will say, for about 2 months, and then prior to Bristol, and during that time, I encountered some very frustrating people, like you're saying, and a very frustrating place that I was living in. And I had to sit back and make sure I did a few things. I went and made sure I did things that were self care for me. I had to make sure I went and walked around, went and had a massage, went and ate out at my favorite place, made sure I was still exercising because endorphins make you happy. I went and I ended up coming back to, after I did all my fun stuff, and I went back to my flat, and I was writing down all the advantages for being in that place at that time. So for one thing, I was able to start my coaching program, which I would not have been able to do if I wasn't there, because the amount of the rent was so affordable where I was at, that I could actually pay to go expand my life and grow my faith and grow my situation. So, and grow my life. So I was able to get further in my dreams. I was able to afford to pay for those things, because had I been living someplace else, I would not have been able to afford to do all of that. So that was something to be thankful for, because it was able to propel me forward, and it made me hungrier for what I wanted to do, which is what I'm doing now. And then, so that was what I was thankful for in that place, really sitting down and looking at what it was that I was thankful for about that place, because there's always something in that place to be thankful for. And then making sure that I did lots of self-care, that I could pamper myself with, that I could fill up with, because I talked about that the other day, that on Tuesday tune-ins, what was it that I could fill up with so that I can give back to someone, right? So I'm really a big believer in really reflecting on what that is, and then doing something about it, and then filling up with love, filling up with what I love, and then reflecting that back out. So I'm really big on that. When it comes to people, people that frustrate me, oh my goodness, I know exactly what you're talking about. And you and I have a history, so I really know what you're talking about, girl. Um, of being in Antwerp, of all places, where there was lots of frustrating people, right? But there's frustrating people everywhere. There was frustrating people in every country I ever lived in, even before I became a teacher, and just relationships I've had. And I think that the best way to be thankful, okay, is to, so first of all, places, being thankful that I actually could afford to go and get, uh, you know, coaching. So you need to, try and be thankful for the environment you're in, so that it helps you grow as a person. How is this helping you grow? How is this giving you a time to take a breath on how it's going to help you grow for you? Okay. Um, if people are frustrating me the most, I would say that's when I have to kind of, if I guess it depends. If it's people I'm working with, then maybe they're having a hard time. Maybe, try and maybe look at where they're coming from. Okay. If it's someone you work with. And sometimes the people you work with, you don't always have to, you know, be close with, but try and keep it diplomatic, but maybe find out what's going on with them so you can understand them better. Sometimes people we work with, they're just really going through a lot of things, and we can just try to understand what's going on with them as far as the person you work with. If you're talking about a person that you're having a relationship with, or someone that you're close with, it could be a friendship. I've had that too. Or if it's someone you're dating or you're married to or having a relationship with, that goes a little bit deeper. You might have to sit back and reflect a little bit on, okay, what's the quality of this relationship? I talked about that in my toxic relationship video last week. Looking and seeing, is this person someone that builds me up? Is this person someone that is a supporter of my dreams? Can I see myself with this person later? Is this person, kind of thinking about, so if this person frustrates you, then you have to look at the quality of the relationship a little bit. But always remember, my mom told me this for years, and I never understood it until, just recently. You got to keep your side of the street clean, right? Like, you can't control what that person does. You can't control how the kids in the classroom act. You can't control how the person in business doesn't know what they're doing at the teller. Our job is to love ourselves, and our job is to love people. And it's really important to, when people frustrate us, say, you know what, I'm really thankful that I'm even alive today. I'm thankful that I'm going to love that person because I'm filled with love and gratitude. So therefore, in my situation, I'm going to look at what's happening with them as a lesson I can learn, a way to appreciate them for who they are, and always work from an area of keeping your side of the street clean and forgiveness. So, and that's a good way to not be frustrated with people. And this, of course, depends, again, like I said, if you're working with someone at work, try to understand where they're coming from. Maybe they need some help. Maybe because people bring their problems to work, like we all do sometimes, and maybe figure out a way to bless them. And then, secondly, if it's a relationship, then you have to decide if this is a good relationship. All these factors involved with that. Is this someone who's adding to my life? And if they continue to frustrate you, what kind of lesson can you learn from that? I'm sure you guys have learned lots of lessons from relationships you've been in. I'm sure of it. I'm sure you can walk away and say, oh my goodness, I'm never doing that again. Or, you know what? I really like that. I like how I was in this situation. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that that's a way to be thankful, because there's a lesson in everything, and making sure that we keep our side of the street clean, and really importantly, not live offended. Don't live an offended life. And that's a hard one. That's a really hard one for me, being a little feisty when someone gets on my bad side, right? But forgiving them and really living in a place of not being offended, because the offense you take will affect the rest of your life, which is where I'm going to come back to gratitude again. Gratitude is good for this reason too, because I don't have to live offended. I don't have to be offended by somebody. I can walk around and not be shackled to how they offended me for the rest of my day and for the rest of my life, because I'm in control of my own feelings and how I'm going to react to that person, and coming from a place of love and freedom. So it's important. I hope that this helps somebody. If you guys want to send me a message, I have a email. It's called something beautiful NB, N like the letter NB, at gmail.com. If you want to be on my blog, I'm sending it out every month. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'll put the links here in this video right here that's live, and you can subscribe to my YouTube. And I have some courses coming out. They're live as of April 1st. It's not a joke. It's not an April Fool's joke. It's true. They come out on the 1st, and I'm excited about what's happening. And coaching. I've just started coaching some young ladies this last month, along with this, talking about these kinds of aspects. But there's a whole course on this, not just this, but there's other things. Like I go into there's 12 things we talk about, because it's a 90-day program. So it's 12 weeks. but you're going to come out of it a different person. And it's just everything, a compilation of everything that I've gone through, everything I've learned over the past 12 years of my, you know, being my heartbreaks, everything. It's all in there, and it's wisdom to apply practically, So I hope that you guys have a good day. I will see you guys later, and thank you for joining me. Okay. All right. I will see you guys later. Bye.